For the past 6 months, I've been working under this 23 by 16 foot tarp. The grommets started to rip out within a few weeks, so in order to keep using the tarp, I replaced them using wood and screws. These replacements look a little strange, but they are way tougher than the originals. They've lasted for months outside in rain, sun, high winds, and 100-degree temperatures. Today, I need to replace 2 grommets that have failed. My solution uses 2 scrap pieces of wood that are screwed together with the tarp in between, like a sandwich. The tight hole between the 2 pieces of wood doesn't let the tarp slide out, and the hole in the middle lets you tie it off. It's a simple design, but I have some tips to make them more durable and easy to install. You can use any kind of wood, as long as it's pretty flat and you have 2 pieces around the same size. Plywood works fine too. I tend to use pieces that are about 6 inches long, or 15 centimeters. I now have 2 pairs of similar sized wood scraps. I'm going to find some screws that are long enough to pass through both pieces without passing through the other side. The type of screw doesn't matter as long as it works. Then I need to find a drill bit that is bigger than the threaded part of the screw, but not bigger than the head. I used a 3/16 bit. Drill a bunch of evenly spaced holes in one of the pieces. And make sure to put one in the middle. Don't skip this step. Drilling the holes will let the screws pull the 2 pieces tightly together so they grip the tarp. It also makes installation way easier. Round over the corners with some sandpaper. This prevents the sharp corners from cutting into the tarp when it's moving in the wind. Line up the 2 blocks on either side of the tarp. This time I'm going to try putting the screw side down, that way they don't get as much exposure to the rain. It's a little tricky at first, but once you get the first screw in, the rest go in pretty easily. Don't put a screw in your middle hole because that's where your cord will pass through. Use a larger drill bit to drill all the way through the middle hole and out the other side. The size of the bit depends on how thick your cord is. I put a little tape on the end of my cord to help feed it through the hole. To give the wood a little protection, I like to paint the wood and the heads of the screws. You can use whatever paint or varnish you like. I use whatever I have on hand that I need to use up. Here I'm using some cheap spray paint. You could also paint the pieces before installing if you prefer. I then followed the same process for the second piece. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments.